Paul Revere was a noted American craftsman who worked with gold and silver. He was also a Mason and a courier for the Boston Committee of Correspondence and Massachusetts Committee of Safety. He was one of the couriers who spread the word of the Boston Tea Party. He was made famous for his midnight ride to warn the colonists that the British are coming. The now infamous ride is believed to have started at 10 p.m. on the night of April 18th in the year of 1775, when Paul Revere left Boston to deliver the message from Dr. Joseph Warren that the British were coming to arrest John Hancock and Samuel Adams. But this isn't the whole story of the midnight ride of Paul Revere. Paul Revere was one of 3 brave riders to sound the alarm. The regulars are coming! Yes, that's right, the regulars. In 1775, most of the colonists thought of themselves still as British, so shouting, "The British are coming," would not have made any sense to them. At this time, the British Army was called the Regulars, Redcoats, or the King's Men. Also, Paul Revere would not have been shouting, as he was trying to avoid being spotted and stopped by the British patrols. In reality, the ride began with William Dawes at 9:30 p.m. that same night. Dawes left from Boston on a land route with the hope that one of them would get through to Lexington and deliver the message. Dr. Warren believed that Dawes had a better chance because the British knew that Paul Revere was a courier and were always on the lookout for him. Dawes was not as well known and a much better actor. If a patrol happened to stop him, he was good at acting like a local farmer or a merchant on the way home. After being given his orders, 2 friends row Paul Revere across the Charles River through the anchored British ships to Charleston. Revere confirms with the Sons of Liberty that they saw his signal of 2 lanterns from the bell tower of Christ Church in Boston, that the British would be traveling by water across the Charles River. Revere borrows a horse to begin his ride north to Lexington and Concord. As Revere delivers his message across the countryside, many other riders take off in all directions to spread the word that the regulars were on the move. Revere arrives in Lexington around midnight and realizes Dawes has not yet arrived. He delivers his message to Samuel Adams and John Hancock. At 12:30 a.m., Dawes arrives, and it is decided that the British are not really intending to arrest Adams and Hancock, but are after the guns and ammunition stored by the colonists in Concord. By 12:45 a.m., Revere and Dawes set off on the road to warn Concord. On the road, Revere and Dawes happen to meet a young doctor by the name of Samuel Prescott. Prescott offers to join them in spreading the word because he is from the area and knows the roads well. Halfway to Concord, the British patrols find them. Prescott and Dawes manage to escape in different directions. After Dawes manages to lose the men who were chasing him, his horse stops short. He flies off, and his horse runs away. Discouraged and tired, Dawes ends his ride and walks back to Lexington. He was unable to deliver the message to Concord. Prescott, able to escape, continues the ride to warn people and is able to make it all the way to Concord. The British troops question Paul Revere at gunpoint, and he tells them that they are too late, that the whole countryside is mobilizing against them. They escort Paul Revere back to Lexington, but they get spooked when they hear gunfire and decide to let Revere go without his horse. Paul Revere walks into Lexington in time to hear the first shots of the American Revolution.